Hello, everyone. So since good morning to everyone. Since many Canada employers are ready and willing to employ people outside Canada to come to Canada to work, okay? Um, you need to have a very good Canadian CV or the Canadian style CV and cover letter. You need to draft a winning Canadian word CV, or US and Canada have the same CV and cover letter format. Okay, so you need to draft a very winning Canadian CV and cover letter so that when you apply for a job at the end of the day, you'll be called for an interview. Okay, so today we are going to look at a very short video about how to draft a Canadian or a US CV and a cover letter. Okay, so drafting, let's look at the first thing. So how do we draft a perfect word resume? Okay, so I'm going to talk about how to draft the Canadian and the US resume format. I'll talk about things that you should include, things that you should avoid, okay, things that you shouldn't include. I'm also going to talk about how to optimize your chances of getting job if you draft a very good word CV. Okay, and I also talk to you about how to attract Canadian employers and company based on your resume or your CV. So the chronological what's the name order of resume or CV. Okay, so every resume or CV should have a header. The header should include your name, address, contact, your email. Okay, the second thing is your resume should have an objective. It can be a career objective, it can be research objective, it can be anything. Okay, so if you're applying for work, it is career objective. It is for school or anything, that is personal, or what do you say, academic objectives. Okay, then you come to your education. So education, talk about all the schools you have attended, the universities and all those things. You include them, the time you attended, the time you started, the program you did, and the time you graduated. If you are still in the program, you indicate that you are still in the program. Okay, the next thing that you can talk about is your experience. Okay, your experience, that is the thing that you have done in the past, the job that you have done in the past. Okay, so I've worked at this place from this time to this time. We'll look at samples. Okay, I've worked at this place, this company from this date to this date. Okay, you need to put all your experiences on the CV or on your resume. The next one that I'll talk about is skills. Okay, every employer, every company is looking for skilled people, people with experience, people who have skills to do the job. Okay, so you have to include all the skills that you think you have. Okay, and we have other sections, like you can include your leadership skills, seminar, workshop, award, volunteerism, and all those things that you have done to the community, to people, that is free of charge. Okay, you can include them because these Americans and Canadians believe in volunteerism. So you can have a volunteerism section where you can talk about some things you have done, you have volunteered to do free of charge without you being paid. Okay, so then let's look at the next one. So we are going to look at the things that you should avoid on your CV or your resume. Okay, things that you should avoid. One is photo of yourself. So many people send me your resume and you have photo of yourself. We are not going for a beauty contest. Okay, so we don't need any or every Canadian and US CV. You don't need your photo. Okay, your age, you don't need to put your age. I'm 40 years, I'm 30 years. The employer doesn't need your age for anything. Race, okay, you don't need to put your race. I'm a Ghanaian and I'm a Khan, I am Igbo, I am an Ewe, and all those things. We don't need all those things. Your ethnicity, we don't need those things on the CV. Okay, I see some of you, I'm from Volta region, I'm from Anglako, Sogokape, Kita, and all those things. We don't need all those information on your CV or resume. Okay, or the only thing that we need is your address, contact number, and your email. And you have LinkedIn, you just put your LinkedIn address, and that is all. We don't also need your marital status. I'm single, I'm married. The employer, the company doesn't need all this information. The company doesn't need this information on your CV and on your resume. The next thing I'll talk about is salary need. So you don't put on your resume or your CV, I want this amount of salary. I want you to pay me this. I want to get paid at this amount at the end of the day. No, you don't include your salary need. Okay. Sexual orientation. So on your resume, don't say I'm a male, female, sex, male, female, all those things. We don't need all those things on your CV or your resume. Okay. Your religion. Okay, I'm a Christian, I'm a Muslim, I am Hindu, and all those things. The employer doesn't need all this information. So when you put all this information, technically it disqualifies you. Okay. Avoid general word CV. CV that is general. I'll talk about it. Okay. Let your CV be word specific and very word detailed and very perfect. Okay. Don't add references on your CV. When it comes to the Canadian and the American format of what drafting a CV, don't add references. When the employer reach out to you, they give you the job and everything, and they need references. They'll talk to you. You give them the email and everything. Okay, you don't put them on the CV. Okay, so let's look at how to draft an award-winning word CV or a winning word CV. How to draft it. Okay, the first thing that you need to do if you want to what's the name, attract the employer, if you want to attract the HR manager, if you want to attract the employer in Canada or US, the first thing that you need to do is that adapt your resume for the job role. How do I mean by adapt your resume? Okay, so what technically it means, okay, when it comes to the US and Canada, our CV is not done, or not, the HR doesn't have time going through our CV one-on-one. Okay, there's no time. So what they do is that employers use the word a web program, okay, to assess our CV to find keywords, okay, keywords in our on our resume, so that the system automatically will pick your CV as one of the best or good candidates. So if your CV doesn't have these keywords, you can have 20 years of experience, you can have 30 years of experience, you can have 15 years of experience. If your CV or your resume, some words on it, some keywords on your resume and your CV doesn't match with the job description of the company, you will not be paid. Let me repeat that again. So let's say you have a CV, you have 15 years experience, and everything that you have written on your CV does not matches or doesn't have some keywords of what the company is looking for. Okay, it will be very hard for the web program or software to pick your CV, because the keywords the company is looking for, it is not on your CV. So the first thing that you need to go and read the job description of the job that you're applying for, then adjust your CV, edit it a little bit to meet what it is on their website, what is on the company website. This gives you high chances of you being paid by the company or you being paid by the employer. Okay, so I'll do an example for you to see. And you see, there are many people applying to Canada. The Filipinos, imagine Asia, China. China has close to over a billion people. And even, let's say, 1 point something billion people, let's say 3 million of them are applying, or 300,000 of them are applying. Okay, let's look at India. Let's look at Korea. Let's look at those in Europe. So it is very competitive. So you also need to draft a very competitive word, CV and resume, so that the system automatically would pick you. Okay, so one thing you can do to have an advantage is to add a cover letter that will look at all this. The cover letter will talk about your achievements, your experience, and everything. Okay, so you have to include your achievements, your experience, the things that you've done. So this is a sample of a cover letter. So of an experience nurse. So your address, your date, and maybe the HR, you address it to the HR. Okay, if you don't know the name, I'll give you 2 samples. If you know their information, you put it there. If you don't know their information, you just made it general, dear hiring manager or dear HR manager. Okay, I'm writing in response to the advertisement posted on the General Health Center website for registered practical nurse position in blah blah blah, this in your what's the name, hospital. As a staff of this, I've worked for 5 years. You see, he's talking about the experience. So when we talk about cover letter, you're talking about your achievements and your experience, right? So here you can see he's talking about experience, things that he think he can do, and all those things. And he says he has enclosed his resume for further details about my qualifications, skills, and accomplishment. So you can see, don't forget skills, don't forget what you have achieved, your working experience, and everything on your CV. He said, I will appreciate the opportunity to discuss my potential contribution to your organization and whatever and all those things. I look from hearing from you. Okay, I can be reached out at this phone and this email number. Then sincerely, you just word sign. So this is how we draft what a CV or what's the name. So let's go back and let's look at a practical word example. So let's say, let me go online. Okay, let me go online. Maybe let's say, for example, I want to, let's say I've gone to this website. Okay, I want to apply as a manager of business analytics, okay, in Canada. See, okay, this is why I want you to pay attention. I want to I want you to pay attention. Maybe I already have my what's the name, my CV. Okay, so when you go to the job on the company's website, read about what they are looking for, key responsibility. You need to do this, you need to do this, you need to monitor this. So look at the keywords the company is looking for, key things they are looking for. Okay, so you look at all these things, the leadership they are looking for, the skills they are looking for. So these are the following skills that you need to possess, so when you get to your skills, you make sure you write this similar style so that the system will pick you, the experience they are looking for, things that they are looking for. So read everything and adjust it to your resume. Okay, let's go back. For example, I'm looking for a job. Okay, I click on this job. Okay, so let's say I'm looking for a job. I click on this job. So let's say I'm looking for, I want to be a cleaner, a sanitation ward worker. So I click this, a sanitation worker. They're telling me the things they want me to do. They want me to what? I'll clean objects, equipment, and all those things. Okay, sweeping, mopping, and all those things. They want me to what? Handle chemicals and all those things. So this is what they are looking for. This is what the system, keywords that the system needs. So when I come to my what's the name, my CV. So when I come to my CV, I will make sure that what I draft it according to, I adjust my CV according to what is on their website, so that automatically I'm giving you an advantage, so that automatically your CV will be what? Will be picked among the best candidates. Okay, so let's look at a CV. So as I said, your name, your address, your telephone number, your email address. Then the first thing, as I told you, you talk about your education, where you started from, where you when you started, when you ended. You can even put your GPA and whatever, but if you don't want, don't add it. Just very simple. Talk about projects. If you have any projects, if you don't have any projects, just ignore. Your work experience. Okay, your current job should come first. So for example, I'm a data science or analyst at this company from this date to this date. Okay, I'm a nurse at this hospital, maybe Kita Hospital, from this date to this date. Okay, I'm a practical nurse at what? Kolebu, from this time to this time. I am a teacher at Ghana National College or Agri Memorial from 2012 to now. So include all these, all your experiences. Okay, so when you come to the point, okay, for example, when you get here, what you are doing and all those things, then incorporate. Okay, bring some of the key things that you saw on the company's job description, and also try to write them here, so that the system will be able to what? Pick your what? Resume or CV. So when you are done, talk about leadership. If you have any leadership role or skills, okay, then you come to seminars. Okay, if you have done any presentation, you have gone to any workshop and all those things, write them down. This is where you need to do. So for example, software and technical skills. Okay, so for example, let's go back to the job. Okay, the managerial job. Okay, let's go back to the managerial job. So for example, for the managerial job, let's say something like this. Just give me a second. So let's say this is sanitation. Let's say it's managerial job. Okay, this is the manager. They are looking for managerial job. So see, these are the skills they are looking for. Okay, they are looking for leadership, communication, and all those things. Conflict resolution, time management skills, and all those things. So when you get your CV, include all those things. So you see, you can see I'm talking about communication, effective leadership skills. So you see, these keywords that is here, you can see that it is also on their website. It is also included in their job description. So that is what you need to do. The skills that you see on the job, try to rewrite them. Editing a CV should take you less than 10 minutes. So include them. I'm not saying that change your CV. Don't have a general CV that you use to apply for all job. No. Every job that you want to apply, adjust your CV, edit your CV a little bit to meet the job that you're applying. So when I came to the United States, I applied over 500 jobs, close to 200 jobs. I wasn't getting an offer. Okay, so I drafted a very good CV like this, both for US and Canada. If you want to be advantage, follow the same format. If you have any award or what's the name, scholarship or anything that you've won, just put them there. Don't add references, just end it there. Don't go and put any references. When the employer picks you and he needs some references, he'll reach out to you. Okay, so don't put any references there. Let's look at other examples too. Okay, so your work experience. So see, work experience, public health nurse at Tema Hospital, April days to March days. Okay, he did this, he did that, conducted this, and all those things. See, skills, proficient in R, in this data management, research design. You see, epidemiological. You see, you are a nurse. So as a nurse, you should know something about public health and all those things, project planning, this and that, and all those things. You come to award, you come to workshops, presentation that you've done, volunteerism. So this person volunteer as a public health outreach volunteer, community health center, TEMA. Okay, so any volunteerism that you have done, include them all on your CV. Okay, then the last thing, let's look at the cover letter. Another sample of what? Cover letter. So cover letter, you write your name. Let's say Ama Adwa Kojo, your address, Accra, your telephone number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, your email. If you have a LinkedIn profile, that is fine. Okay. The cover letter is you are talking to them about your experience, about your achievement, and why you think they should pick you. This gives you a very strong edge. Okay. Dear hiring manager, I want to express my enthusiasm in applying for the internship or the job position. State the job position at your company that was recently posted on your company website. I am this, I have a master's student, I have this. So you talk a little bit about you. Then you let them know about your experience. I have working knowledge. Okay, so this is where you come in with your experience, the skills that you have. I have knowledge of this, I have knowledge of that, I've done this, I have a very strong analytical and problem solving skills and communication skills and all those things. Then you talk about all this. Okay, then you come and conclude. Cover letter should not be more than a page. Cover letter should not be more than a page, and your resume should be at most 2 pages. At most 2 pages. Okay, don't have like 8 pages, 10 pages on. No, at most 2 pages. Put everything in 2 pages. Okay, let it match the current job that you want to apply. And I think I'll get opportunity to grow and be exposed to more accounting, analytical duties, and whatever, and all those things. The value I'll bring to the organization include a very strong skill set, which I've developed throughout my academic and career experience. Please see attach my resume for further illustration and detail. I'm confident that I can leverage my expertise and success to provide significant value to your organization. Hoping to hear from you. Thank you in advance for your time and consideration. Then sincerely, you sign Amakojo, whatever. Then that is it. So you see the trick. So this is how we draft. What's the name? We draft a very good, perfect, excellent, winning CV and resume. Okay, if you don't do that, you apply for many jobs and you're not getting feedback and you're not hearing from them. Oh, Derek, I've applied to 100 jobs. None of the employers have called me because you don't have a good CV. You don't have a good resume. Okay, so I'm going to share all these files with you. You can edit them and all those things. If you like the job that we are doing, you comment, please comment, subscribe to our channel so that YouTube will know we are doing a great job. Okay, so please and please, if you need to do, I've given you all the tricks, the do's and don'ts. Okay, I want these videos to be very short of having a resume. So please make sure you go back, and what do your edits and restructure and redo all your resume and CV, so that when you start applying, employers will call you and you start having interviews. Okay, yeah, I was having a very bad CV. Companies were not calling me, but this is the Canadian and the US format of what CV and what cover letter. So please make sure you go through and design a very good one. And I know you have positive feedback from companies and employers in Canada. Companies are really employing outsiders, free work permits, free visa. So take advantage and just do the right thing. And I hope you'll be called. Thank you so much. Okay.